Hey, this is Sam Leonard. Now, in today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is 3 things that influence your vibrational frequency. Now, there's going to be lots of things that affect your vibrational frequency, but by focusing on not necessarily just mastering these things, but at least bringing awareness to these 3 things will have a massive effect on your vibrational frequency on a daily basis. Because let's face it, there's going to be times when we dip into things that are probably what we could deem as low vibration, but this is more about where you're spending your time, the predominant amount of your time, where you're spending it. Are you high vibrational or are you low vibrational? And this is what's going to have a massive impact on your life. So let's go into number 1. The number 1 is what's going on in your mind, your mindset, your thoughts, your beliefs. By bringing awareness to what's going on there, it could be negative self-talk about yourself. It could be judgments about other people. But by bringing awareness to this, then we can, sometimes we might wake up and we might be in a bit of feel a bit down or whatever. We might have gone to bed too late and we start thinking negatively about ourselves, about, what time we go to bed, and, we need to sort our life out and get up for a routine or whatever it is. And we start going down this path. But then, by bringing awareness to these things, we think, oh, okay, yep, I realize what I'm doing. And you can do something, either just actively try to shift the intention of your thoughts, or do some sort of thing like a breathing exercise or a meditation or whatever it is, the things that you use to shift your state. But often we can just do it by being aware of it, and we can just change it. Because let's remember this: we're not our thoughts, we're not our beliefs. We can choose what is going on. We don't have to be a slave to what's going on in our mind. And yes, okay, it's not easy. It can take time, because we're a product of our environment, of our past thoughts and our programming, and it's sometimes these things slip in there. And it could also be judgments of other people. If you're judging other people, or you're generally being negative, these are all things that are going to be associated with low vibration emotions, low vibrational thoughts. So our mindset, our thoughts, this is probably the biggest thing. If there was just one thing I would urge people to take away, is trying to master this, preferably, but at least go down the journey of constantly being aware of what you're thinking. Your self-talk is really important for so many areas of your life, but also for this video, for affecting your vibrational frequency on a daily basis. So number 2 is going to be your environment, and I'm gonna be more specific, and I'm gonna focus on people more, because your environment that you're in, the people that you surround yourself with, is going to have a huge effect. And whether you're into this sort of work with personal development or raising your consciousness or not, everyone would have felt this at some time. You spend time with people that you love spending time with. They're probably people who probably think similar to you, easy to get on with, whatever. And you come away feeling good. This is why we like spending time with people, with our friends, with our family, assuming you like your family. By spending time with like-minded people, it's going to have a huge effect. And this is why I've got friends within the personal development space, and whenever we get on a call, obviously it's going to be a high vibrational feeling, because everyone on the call is really focusing on bringing them the best selves to the table, of raising their consciousness. So there's no drama or negativity. There's responsibility, and we can be open and honest with each other, and that has a huge effect. But if you're not in that sort of, you don't have that group of friends, just the people, the people that you like spending time with. And on the opposite to that, people who are always negative, there's always drama, they're focusing on the bad things in life. And you come away from them and it's just like you've been mentally beaten up. It's not really a fun thing. So being aware of the people that you're spending your time with is really important, because we can have all the tools and techniques that we use within personal development. When people might trigger us or emotions come up, there's different exercises we can do, and this is something I talk about. But ultimately, if you're in an environment that's predominantly negative, then this is going to drag you down over time. And why would you fight that? Why would you put yourself into that environment constantly, and give yourself a hard time? We use these tools not to get triggered, not to, you know, be a slave to our emotions, because we can't, you know, we're not in control of everything that's going on in the world. So we have these tools, but we can also choose the environment that we're in and the people that we surround ourselves with. So that's number 2. That's people, and you know, obviously that's going to have a big influence on your vibrational frequency. Okay, the third thing, number 3, is going to be the media. So I've talked about this before. The media, the news, as we know, it's predominantly negative. It doesn't give a very realistic perspective of what's going on in the world anyway. I mean, I don't think anyone really thinks that, you know, it's predominantly negative. It's all the bad events that are going on. And if you didn't watch the news and you came back a few years later, it's basically the same thing. It's just different events. It's just different, or the same events happening to different people. You know, it's the same sort of things. And it doesn't, you know, you don't, if you really want to know what's going on, then you're better off educating yourself about different events or different things that are happening in the world, rather than focusing on these news, which is quite often biased anyway. So, you know, by turning off the news, you don't need to watch it. People worry that they don't know what's going to go on. It's just like, well, if you're educated in these areas anyway, or you're constantly learning about different things anyway, you generally know what's going on. And if something is really major, it will find you. You know, people talk about these things all the time. It's very difficult to not hear about major events that are going on, and all the little small things you don't need to know about. I mean, most of the time I can't even remember all the small little things that happened, you know, a few years ago. So yeah, turn off the news if you haven't already. I mean, there's multiple reasons, psychological reasons as well, why that's not really good for you. But I'm going to expand that out, not just the news and the media, but also entertainment in general. You know, the films that you're watching, the TV programs, the music you're listening to. There's a lot of violence, which is it seems to be quite normal in our society. It's pretty worrying how normal it is just to watch a film and there's all guns and explosion and killing, and that's just normality. It's quite worrying. But you know, it doesn't mean you have to not watch any entertainment or anything. This is about, again, what I said before. It's about where you are predominantly most of the time. If you're mostly in a high vibrational environment with people and your thoughts, and most of the time with what you're consuming, then that's fine. If you want to watch the latest Hollywood film or whatever it is, then, you know, and it's got some violence in it, doesn't you know, matter too much. But just being aware of these things, that, you know, there is quite a lot of negative, low vibrational TV programs and topics and films, and, you know, some agendas behind them. So, you know, just being aware of that, and also the types of music as well. Music, and everyone's felt this, you know, we know the songs that uplift us, and we know things that don't help. So, you know, switching things off, like often if there's something on the background, you know, I don't want on, it's just constant noise, you know, just, you know, turn things off and be a bit more in control. Take responsibility of what you're consuming, what you're listening to. Even if it's on in the background, it's negative, just get rid of it, or go in a different room or something. So they're the 3 things that are influencing your vibrational frequency. They're the 3 things that I think are the biggest things, which is your thoughts, the people, and the media. So bring awareness to those things, and, you know, trying to master them will have a huge effect on your vibrational frequency. And if you want more videos on this topic, I'm going to be doing more on vibrational frequency. And let me know in the comments the things that you think that affect your vibrational frequency, so we can all learn together. So drop a comment below, and I'll look forward to reading those, and I'll see you on the next video.